back in 2003, Tucker Carlson, early on in his career, gave an interview with Britney Spears. And this was back when she was 21 years old. She's not the Britney Spears that we know today, and I was just coming across a bunch of clips from this interview that warmed my heart. I feel like we should all go on this journey together and experience it together, just reminiscing and thinking about these simpler times that we used to enjoy in this country. This was like at peak Britney. Yeah. She wasn't mentally ill and throwing knives around yet. And Tucker Carlson was actually working at CNN back then. This was when he was still the co-host of... No, he was the co-host of Crossfire already when this happened. And they said, like, you're talking to Britney Spears, who just did a lesbian kiss on television. This is the peak of the culture wars. Anderson Cooper actually said that. And I was like, wow. Different time.
Let's listen to this clip first then. Here we go.
Just between you and me, how much Pepsi do you think you drink on an average day?
I really do like Pepsi.
Really? What's your favorite kind?
Her
My favorite kind of Pepsi's Pepsi.
Well, you don't drink Diet Pepsi or
no,
Pepsi
just regular Pepsi.
Oh, even more a sign. So if you want to watch another way, if you watch old TV shows that show you how different the culture was, characters drinking soda when they would never show that now. Now characters generally just drink water. But back in the day, you'd see regular characters around drinking soda. Now, if a character was to drink soda in a television show, it would be a quirk that the character is saddled with, where they talk about his soda consumption.
Spears was paid $8 million to star in ads for Pepsi in 2001, but Tucker was skeptical that she consumed their beverages at all. This was the type of stuff that people wondered about celebrities back in 2003.
Does she actually
Pepsi? Like Pepsi? Yeah, and then they were talking about, you know, the fact that paparazzi follow her everywhere she goes, and how does it feel to have such a fast-paced lifestyle. And she has that southern drawl still.
I do also want to give her credit for doing an entire interview chewing gum.
Yeah, seriously impressive. And then in this next clip, he asks her about the controversial kiss with Madonna.
Okay, here we go.
This was so funny.
Tell me, give me the chronology of the kiss. How did you decide to kiss Madonna?
JT
well, actually,
looking pissed.
When rehearsals, it wasn't something that was like,
you know, this is what we're gonna do, you know.
It was just kind of like, we played around a little bit. And she said before the performance, let's just feel it out and see what happens. So I didn't know it was gonna be that long and everything, but it was cool.
Had you ever kissed a woman before?
No, I've never kissed a woman before.
Would you again?
Would I again? No, I would not do it. Oh, maybe with Madonna.
Oh.
There's even a shy, like a tone of shyness to her that you would never see from a celebrity these days.
It feels like every celebrity now, especially pop musicians who like don't have even a fraction of her fame and relevance at the time of this interview, act like Chappell Roan, where they're like resentful of being famous
and aloof,
and they, you know, they almost like want to act like they're too cool for school. And then in this interview, she's just clearly so down to earth and like genuinely relatable in the way that she reacts to things.
Well, I mean, and people are kind of starved for that. And look at how like excited people get because Tom Cruise doesn't yell at them and doesn't act aloof.
This is all the pre-social media era, and you know, you didn't have to act like you were above it all the time. And you certainly these days, if a pop star did something like that, they would make it into some kind of stupid, over-intellectualized activist statement where like we're destigmatizing like queerness, you know. And then in her case, she was like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like happens. Part of the flair of like the performance. I don't know. Like I'm like, and then she said it was like shocking to her the idea that she would ever do that in her civilian life. She was like, absolutely not.
Maybe if it was Madonna,
right? And the you know, the bashful way that she got when she was talking about it too.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
that's very
that
human.
You would not see that.
No.
You would see a fat kind of manly looking, kind of lesbian looking woman talking about her ADH pills.
Right, exactly. The pop stars just ain't what they used to be.
Horrifying.
And here was the craziest part. Tucker starts asking her political questions because at the time, Britney was about to play a show at the National Mall. And he asks her about the Iraq War.
A lot of entertainers have come out against the war in Iraq. Have you?
Honestly, I think we should just trust our president in every decision that he makes, and we should just support that, you know, and be faithful in what happens.
Do you trust this president?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. You think he's going to win again?
I don't know. I don't know that.
There's a lot of entertainers.
Look, that's a very that's very naive.
Yes.
And it fits with I think
time.
the time. This is
Yeah.
2003.
Yeah.
But it was also right, 9/11 was just a year and a half, 2 years previous. So we still had a lot of that. Everybody's an American. We love America. It was everybody in America was like, we're all on the same team. And it didn't end like right out, like nowadays, if 9/11 happened by the first of the year, people would be like, nah, there would be people that would be like, oh, it was, that was a false flag right away, obviously. But there would the whole we're all Americans, that stuff would die down very quickly. With back then, it lasted significantly longer.
This was one of the things that they talked about. I mean, on top of the fact that the show had run its course, that the X-Files essentially died at the time it did because after 9/11, nobody wanted to not trust they wanted to trust their government. They didn't want to be skeptical of the government anymore. They say that's one of the reasons why the Lone Gunman spin-off series just couldn't get any footing because nobody wanted to be distrustful of the government. And there is a scene in the first episode of the Lone Gunman series where they stop a hijacker who stole a plane and was driving at the World Trade Center 6 months before that actually happened.
Oh boy.
I think her just saying that she trusts the president, you wouldn't hear that from even a political pundit who voted for Trump these days. That's just a crazy thing to think about.
You'd hear it from the John Voights,
perhaps,
and
yes.
And the people that are very active in politics, but she's not active in politics.
And it makes you truly homesick for a place that no longer exists.
Yep.
That was a completely different culture, a completely different country. And she also so easily said that she doesn't know something. Never would you hear a celebrity admitting ignorance these days. And I also just sent you a different clip, and I want to go to the part where Tucker Carlson recaps it with Anderson Cooper in this video. It's at the 40-second mark, and he tells the audience what she's really like in person.
40 seconds?
Yeah.
What you sat down with her. What does she really like? What she seem like?
He looks 17.
Tucker.
Somebody in the chat said Tucker is 17 in that video. He looks 17.
Bow tie and
one-on-one.
everything.
She seemed very young. She seemed younger than a person who would bear her
You
midriff.
seem young.
I mean, the impression I came away with was that it would be wrong to have adult thoughts about Britney Spears. I mean, she may be 21, but she seems, again, young in a nice way. But I mean, this is someone who's been in entertainment most of her life, and I think she leads a very different life than we do, say, in cable. Kind of sequestered.
Yeah, I also doubt she really watches CNN, but that's for another time. Tucker Carlson, thanks very much. It was fun.
Thanks, James.
That was
I agree.
another part of the interview where Tucker asks Britney what are her favorite TV shows that she watches.
She's like Crossfire.
I don't buy that Britney was watching much TV during that era, but she said she loves Sex in the City. She's really loving these new reality shows on MTV.
I mean, Barack Obama was running the country.
She also claimed that she watches
2000.
CNN all the time.
I'm saying Barack Obama was running the country and loved House of Cards and watched. He got early access to a lot of television shows because he was Barack Obama. And
she said Friends,
is
of course. She loves Friends.
The Wire, I believe, is Barack Obama's favorite show of all time. He was probably screwing something up in Chicago government when The Wire was on.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just You know, I know it's nostalgia slop, but I can't help it. I watch something like this and it just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah, things were different back then.
Definitely.
What? How long after this?
You weren't even born back then, were you? Were you born
Nope.
back then?
I was not conscious of my surroundings. I was probably 2. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.